Hello YouTube. This script will help you to get information about domains out there in such a way that will always ask you for new targets, for new hosts. So the script is a little bit longer and I don't want to go from zero because it will take us 15 minutes. I don't want to do that. I will explain just what every line does here. So import whois means, of course, import module, but the module we're gonna use is actually Python whois. So if you don't have it, you will say pip install Python whois into your terminal or command prompt, and when you're using it, you will say import whois. Now, author of that module is Richard Penman or Pinman, and you can grab some information on this URL. So that's what we need. Just note Python whois for installation and import whois when we're gonna use it. While true, that means that something will always happen in a circular way. It's like bicycle down the hill. It will constantly roll automatically. Now we are grabbing user input and putting that into host. We need to do two operations here. Actually, one operation with two possibilities. First, we will check if Q is user input, and that means that user wants to get out from the script. The job is done and that's it. The script is not needed anymore. So Q is from get out, is for get out, is to break things. Now if everything is normal, if user wants the results, then this part here will be activated. So this is simple stuff, and in many cases when you're grabbing user input, just use if and else. If to get out from script and else to do useful information operation. Sorry. Now we will also open here file whois reports txt. In this case, you can name it as you need. It's up to you. But it's important to know that file must be opened into append way. So we will constantly enter new information there for every specific domain that we are operating on. So name of that file of that operation, we have put basically all of this into here, into file variable. Now we are extracting from results couple of things. First, we can grab everything, and we have that with results. So let's actually do that into smaller script, because I want you to understand the differences into reports. So import whois, and let's hard code here Google as target, and results we will get it when we use whois module and whois function or method, and we paste host to it. Now let's just print everything in the results to see what's happening. Okay, so yeah, really nice report for Google. Okay, so lists, you can grab individual things by position, so that's not a problem for Google. But there are other reports, I don't know reason why, but they look a little bit weird. For example, for Facebook. And let's run it again. So for Facebook we have, see this part here, it's confused, it's bundled, everything is here somehow packed in a little bit ugly way. But for Google we have everything nice. And that's the problem. You need to find a way how to extract individual information for every type of report, and you're gonna do that using try except. Now why? See here we have results, and that's everything into report, but we, for example, need only expiration date. Okay, so for case of Google we have two lines list. Okay, no problem, we can get it with positions. But for Facebook we have only one line somewhere here, yeah, and that's treated as string. So you need to have both ways to process string if there is a string, and to process elements of list if result is structured into that way. I don't know, as I said, the reasons why we have this kind of reports, but if you don't use try except, you will run into all kind of problems. Now, if results are list, then we can roll through list with for loop, and that's exactly what we are doing here. Now we are also grabbing individual lines here and transferring them to strings, so we can easily print it into external file. And of course we use /n for new line, because if you don't do that, everything will be bundled, and you don't want to do that. If we have results that is similar to Facebook results, then we have only that one line. Now we can't go with for loop through string, in a sense that at least in this case that we have useful results, so we are just treating it as string. So if this works, then we don't need this. If this doesn't work, then we will use this part. In any case, we need, after we are done with reports, we need to close our file, because if you don't do that, then you will not see results into your file. Okay, let's run this script actually to see what's happening. Okay, enter domain Google. That's cool. Let's see for Facebook what's happening, and for Bing, and for Yahoo. Okay, so let's leave the script. Fine, so that works. Let's check who is report. And there you go. Now you can process this report. Maybe you want to search for some data for some domains. You can have hundreds of results here because you're appending to it. But that's not the real problem. The real problem is actually how to solve this not unique way of how report is structured. For example, let's go to example. You want to print expiration date from results into this simple example. So expiration date, and let's just print it for Facebook. Okay, that works. Let's print it for Google. See, that's what I'm talking about. Sometimes you will get useful information immediately, and sometimes you will get list and you need to go through that list and extract individual things. And that's the problem. For example, let's say for X in results expiration date for Google, we will print that X, and let's see what's happening. That's nice, okay, but let's try to export that to file. So file, open test whois, and we will just write to it now. Let's close it, because if we don't do that we will not see results. So let's write individual lines here. File write. Okay, so pay attention here. Normal results you will say, but let's print it to file. Okay, argument must be string. You will say fine, no problem. So str plus n, and let's see what's happening. Okay, fine, let's check our file. What was it? Test quiz. That's fine, but okay, but let's change this to Facebook. And see, problem. Now the for loop will not work for Facebook, so that's what I'm talking about. To solve this problem, you must use try and except. I don't know why these reports are weird, but that's the reality. That's what we need to. This is what we need to do if we wanna useful results. Anyway, thank you for this little bit longer tutorial, and see you next one.